Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video. In this video, we're going to talk about RayJ ripping into Kim Kardashian, honey, and he was very savage about it. And guess what? The internet is standing 10 toes down behind RayJ on this one. They're saying, well, after all, the dude ain't lying. Let's talk about it, shall we? Because as you guys know, it was a couple days ago that Kim Kardashian and Kris Jenner, they updated their response in their lawsuit against RayJ, wherein they're suing RayJ for defamation and all of that jazz. So Kim Kardashian basically said she is fearful that RayJ's comments about her being involved in racketeering will ruin any opportunity that she has of becoming an attorney. So as such, RayJ is clapping back at her, and RayJ is saying, Pookie, you gotta pass the bar exam, baby, and you can't blame that on me if you're not able to pass the bar. You haven't been able to pass the bar, and you must first pass the bar exam to become an attorney. And the internet was like, oh, shoots. Here goes RayJ, but he's right, though. He's definitely correct. So, the report is going viral. The internet, they're saying, you know what? RayJ is a clown, but he's right. Some people believe that RayJ is pissed because Kim Kardashian was able to build an empire off the sex tape, and RayJ hasn't been able to build an empire off the sex tape. But I think what they're saying is half true. It's not the entire truth. RayJ is saying, because maybe many people are not paying attention, RayJ is saying he's tired of them painting him to be the nemesis when it was a mutual agreement. And he said they then went back into negotiations with him, gave him more money, and said he shouldn't talk about it. But then, irrespective of the fact that they have been asking him not to talk about it, they still had the episode up on Hulu accusing him of releasing revenge porn against Kimmy Cakes. And he's saying that is what keeps pissing him off, because every time they go into negotiations with him and they give him more money and they ask him to sign NDAs, he keeps up with his end of the bargain, but they are not keeping up with their end of the bargain. And he's saying that he's sick and tired of being sick and tired. They need to hold up their end of the bargain just the same. And I completely agree with him on that one, right? Now, I want to give you guys some more context into what is going on with RayJ firing back at Kimmy Cakes and saying, honey, you need to pass the bar exam first, something which you haven't done yet, so you can't say I'm the reason why you're not an attorney. At this point in time, sweetie, it is you who's the problem. It is not me. Now, according to TMZ, they're saying RayJ ripped into Kim Kardashian after she accused him of making false statement about her that could put her dream of becoming a lawyer in jeopardy. They're saying in court docs, RayJ scoffed at Kim's suggestion that his comment about her and her mother, Kris Jenner, being investigated by the feds could derail her getting her law license. RayJ said, for this ever to be an issue, Kim Kardashian must first pass the bar exam, something she admittedly has not yet done. And it is true. He continued, regardless, it is unclear why vague third-party allegations from an interview and a Twitch stream could ever jeopardize her legal career. And RayJ has a point there, because someone's comment about you cannot stop you from legally obtaining a degree or anything like that, because you haven't been found guilty of it. And there are cases where even if she was found guilty, it may not affect her. So RayJ definitely has a point. The report further states it could be the underlying wrongful conduct, none of which Kim and Kris have denied. So he's saying that it could be the underlying wrongful conduct which Kim or Kris have not denied. They're saying RayJ said the lawsuit brought by Kim and Kris is nonsense. He points out while they deny any knowledge of a federal investigation, neither denied committing racketeering in their court declaration. Ouch. That's a big clapback, honey. That's some heavy punch right there. That's a big statement, and it's also a fact, right? But Kris Jenner did say that she has never found guilty of any such thing, right? But he's saying that they didn't deny committing it. They kind of did, but not directly, but they kind of did, right? Now they're saying in previous court docs, Kim explained, it is my understanding that before becoming an attorney, the California State Bar evaluates moral character through a comprehensive background investigation, including investigation of allegations of criminal misconduct or dishonesty. But Kim, if it hasn't gone into the legal system, I think the only criminal misconduct that you should be concerned about is you getting grilled about Jolo, not RayJ's comment. And I think that is where Kim's problem might actually be, and she is truly deflecting. Now they're saying the reality mogul added, I'm worried that I would need to address these entirely false accusation and that they might be taken seriously. Kris said in a recent declaration to say that my daughter and I are being pursued for doing something worse than Sean Diddy Combs is a horrific lie. No, we're going to leave that right there. But what Kim is saying, if you're not thinking, you would say what Kim is saying makes sense. But the truth is, it does not make any sense because the allegation is coming from RayJ. It's not coming from an actual lawsuit. It is not coming from the FBI or anything such as that. So what RayJ is saying is that Kim really has to pass the bar first. And if after she passes the bar exam, his words are used against Kim and preventing her from becoming an attorney, then at that point, she would have a point. And RayJ is a comedian and everything, but he has a point with that as well. And what I don't appreciate about Kim and Kris, because this tends to be the behavior of a lot of these wealthy people, is that they think that because they have more money than an individual, that individual has no rights. Because they're wealthy in their heads, they automatically take away the right of that person. They believe that they are God. They want to be seen and worshiped as God. And it really doesn't work like that. As a matter of fact, as Cat Williams says, it is up for all of them. So I do believe that in my own personal view, what this is giving is Kim is fearful of something. Something is going on behind the scenes that we might be hearing about very soon. And I believe that she might be concerned about her past affiliation with Jolo. She was grilled by the FBI over that. She was never held accountable and she was never a suspect of any fraudulent activities. But Kim needs to understand that RayJ isn't the only one who have made such comments about her. She's not focused on the internet saying that her mom has used the church as an escape route to launder money. What about that? And people believe that she's a part of it. So I think RayJ has a point, and I think Kim is just using her head. But if you're really thinking what she's saying, it's not really logical. No one takes RayJ that serious. Because who is RayJ? He's just another person on the internet who figures out what the algorithm needs. And he has figured out that drama cells being toxic like the Kardashians' cells, and that is what he was using to garner himself some relevance and some attention. So does what RayJ have to say count legally? No, because did the police department follow up with any investigation against Kim Kardashian? Absolutely not. There is no legal case against Kim. So I would say RayJ is correct in this case, but Kim is going to use whatever she can to support her statement and to make RayJ look like he's the bad guy when both of them played their hands in all of this, and I would say they both did it equally. But let me know what you guys think. Leave your comment below, and we're gonna talk some more in the comment section. Peace.